Let's get it. What's goody, everybody? Happy Sunday. Lewis here over at Martial Artistry. Just popping in for our normal Sunday conversation. This week, this stream is brought to you by StreamYard. We're testing out something new, so I hope you guys enjoy. We're going to give everybody about 5 minutes to get signed on here. I'm going to go ahead and pin some links in the comments. So if you're watching this on the replay, definitely tap in, leave some comments, let us know that you can hear us. I see we've got one person on. Give me just a couple of minutes to get everything kind of situated and set up. Hoping you guys can hear me. I'm trying to find my own live stream on here, and for whatever reason, I can't find it. Close all this. How's everybody's day? I appreciate it. I'm trying to find my own live stream on my other phone so I can in the comments in there. Yay! Hello, physics, chemie. Thank you guys for being here. I know I'm a few minutes early, so I'm just kind of getting everything situated. I have not used StreamYard before last night, so this is a new experience for me. I hope you guys enjoy this a little clearer, a little better to hear. I know for me, I'm looking forward to being able to go back through this a lot easier in terms of editing the clips for this coming week. So that's really what I'm looking forward to. What is going on here? Why am I not able to see myself live? That's crazy. Okay, there we go. All right, sorry about that. Do. I did. I just went to I just went to my own page. Let me pin these in the comments. The board. So I'm gonna pin both of the groups in the comments. That way people can be directed to the groups. There's one. I had a good time actually prepping for this. It caused me to actually go back and watch some videos that I up to speed on what does monetizing look like? What do I need to do in preparation for that kind of stuff? So I really had a good time going back and um, oh no, I want to keep both. Oh, it's only gonna let me pin one. Okay, all right, that's fine. I'll pin the Visionaries group first. I'll pin mine second, later in the feed. So I had somebody earlier this week who had a question about monetizing and said, "Hey, that would be a really good topic for this week." So I dove in on Monday to start doing some research and find a way to really translate it to some of the individuals who might be a little newer to trying to monetize their page. So this week's feed is going to be a hybrid feed. Two things are going to happen. One, we're going to have a conversation about monetizing, but then it ties into why I've been telling everybody, hey, outside of the group, we really should be liking, commenting, sharing each other's stuff because that's how we're all going to grow organically. I'm all about organic growth. I don't want to have to pay Facebook every time I want to run a post and reach my people. I'm old school. I would rather just do it organically. So my style of teaching is really from that perspective. There are other ways that you can do it, of course. I don't want to discourage anybody from doing that, but the way that I am teaching from the perspective of I don't really want to pay, and I would encourage other people not to have to pay. So that's really my perspective. So I see everybody's kind of tuning in here. So wow. Hi everybody. Thank you for being here. My name is Lewis. I am an airbrush artist here in Hawaii. I started doing AI artwork about mid October and started sharing how I created that AI artwork maybe about mid December in terms of sharing prompts and uh, angles and styles and camera settings and all of that stuff. I started sharing that maybe about a month and a half ago. So I started doing this live stream on Sundays as a way to streamline conveying that information to those who might want to rewatch at a later time during the week. In parallel, I started clipping those live streams up into smaller little bite-sized chunks for you guys to go back and watch during the week, and I drop them pretty much every day. That's a way that you can recap a skill, go back and see what styles we talked about last week. This week, I set aside 10 total um, lighting styles and art styles for you. They are specifically for those people who are trying to get their Valentine's Day projects finalized and together. So, hey, what's up, Q? I see you in the house. I appreciate it. I did pin the AI Visionaries group, so you should see that in the chat. Um, So, okay, let's recap last week just real quick, and then we're going to get straight into it. So, last week we had clips from the week prior. We talked about the dash dash repeat function within Midjourney, how it's a productivity tool. It should help you generate images at a faster rate. Um, some of what has been helpful for me is getting my prompt together before actually going through the dash dash repeat function. I want to get my prompt dialed in first and then go into the dash dash repeat function once it's all dialed in. The other thing we talked about was the Light Cut app. That is my way of transitioning the images into videos. Um, I don't do all of the video editing in Light Cut, but it's a free resource that I use to convert the images into video. That way it's easier for me to edit when I get into CapCut. So I talked about my process like I just did, going from Midjourney, well, prompting, Midjourney, Light Cut, CapCut, Post. So the other thing that we went over were three different styles. We went over dark matter art, we went over kintsugi, and we went over dreamy glow. So those were the things that we went over. The video is still currently pinned to my page. It is also pinned in the groups, so you're more than welcome to rewatch. Although the one that's on my page, I'm going to unpin and pin today's live stream for the next 7 days. That way, anybody who didn't catch the feed is able to go back and do so. I appreciate everybody who came right on time. I'm not going to hold you up. I'm going to get straight to it. Let me get a quick drink, turn the page, and we're going to get into a larger conversation about monetizing as well as eh, why I've been encouraging everybody to really like, comment, share each other's stuff that's outside of the group. So, excuse me. So, I had somebody that asked me last week to have the conversation about monetizing and how to monetize. And so, I did a couple of little short clips to just kind of be helpful in terms of the thought process behind, hey, there are multiple ways to be able to monetize your page, but it really speaks to a larger conversation about the why. and where you are in your process. So I want to ask the people that are on with me today, where are you at in your monetization process? Are you at the beginning? Are you already monetized? Are you a business owner that is trying to monetize your business page? What does that look like? Can you leave me something in the comments? Hey, Virginia, I see Q is in the house. I see Andrea is in the house, and I see Psychics Cami is in the house. So I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much. If you guys are getting some value at some point, please hit like. Definitely share this with somebody who's going to be able to get some value. What's good, Eddie? Thank you for making it this week. I'm glad that you're able to be here. You didn't miss much. We're just asking the question on where are you at in your monetization process? Are you at the very beginning? Have you already monetized, or are you not monetized and don't know anything about it? I just want to get a feel for where everybody who's on this live today is at. Was good, Dre? I appreciate you being here. Don't have at the beginning, want to monetize a business page. Okay. Don't have your person Q. I already know. I already know. We gonna work on it. We gonna work on yours for sure. Cause there's no, I don't understand why you're not. That's just, that's just crazy. So yeah, Laquana and I have talked on the back end. We gotta work on hers because she definitely is one that deserves to be monetized or at least be have the invite. Eddie's in the intro phase. Okay, cool. Bet. Dre, I don't know that I've ever asked you this question, but Dre, are your pages monetized? And if not, is that something that you're interested in doing on your Facebook page? I know you're on other platforms, so I don't know what that looks like on the other platforms. This conversation today is specific to Facebook. I'm still working on it on me personally being monetized on YouTube, so I really can't speak to that. I can speak to the grind on trying to get there, but it really for YouTube's a whole nother beast. It's a monster. You really have to kind of be dialed in and be very consistent. Facebook, I would encourage the same thing, but there are some different tools that you have here. Yes, sir. All right, enable stars. Bet. Okay, so for the people that are here, I'm really gonna gear this conversation towards you guys. If anybody else kind of pops in, I hope that they'll be able to get some value out of this conversation. So really the intro to the conversation is more about, well, why are you posting each post? Is this for me? Hey, I just want to share, hey, this I did this thing. I went to this place, whatever. Or are you actually creating value for others and it being a selfless act? So I would start there. So a lot of what I started out posting, let me take a step back from that. So I have been on this journey of airbrush art for 3.5, almost 4 years. I had no intention of doing content in any way. Posting it, yes. Posting the process, yes, but being on camera and explaining and teaching, no. I had no intention of doing any of that. So fast forward a year and a half to July 2022, I actually started taking content creation a little more seriously and diving into how do I create a sense of community? How do I make a connection with people? Because in real life, I'm a very personable person. I feel like I can kind of talk to anybody about anything, all the way from the boardroom down to the janitor. Like I feel like I can connect with people in that way. Online is a little more challenging because there's just distance and you can't read people the same way. So I really wanted to understand how to engage with people, how to create conversations. And that evolved into, hey, I just have to get on camera at some point, which means I have to learn about lighting and video and audio and how to record it and how to be personable on screen, all of that stuff. So mine was a journey of I just kind of fell into it. I'm not necessarily a professional at, you know, live streaming or recording or editing. It's something that I've learned to like because it is a necessity. I wanted to promote my business. And so because I took it from that angle, I began to teach it from that angle as I learned to new skills. I just, hey, if somebody has a question here, this is what I've learned and I'm happy to share it with you. I don't know it all, but I also am the type of person that I will go get the information. I'll go seek it out. If you're with me, drop some hearts in the comments, and so I can just know that you guys are still with me. I'm gonna bring it all home. I'm gonna bring it all together. But I want to give you some understanding on what my journey has been and how quickly it has evolved. So that was July 2022. So fast forward through the end of, or I should say, beginning of 2023. Then I really started on YouTube, just being more consistent. Hey, I need to post something every week. I need to produce a video every single week. So I then had to teach myself how to edit content at a faster pace because I got a 9 to 5, I have a family, I have the airbrushing side of the duties, and then I have the recording. And the recording was like lower on the priorities list. So as I began to produce my own content, other people began to start to ask questions. Well, how are you doing this? Are you doing it on a computer? Are you doing it on your phone? I do everything on my phone. I'm never on. I'm never on a laptop. So then I got monetized on another platform. I won't say what that platform is. You can ask me via DM. I'm happy to answer questions. But I got monetized over there. I can post what I want. Every piece of content is monetizable. So I had a practice run over there, and I kept posting over here and just adopting new ways to tweak the content. And then in mid October, I got into AI and I began to post the AI content with the intent of it being a teaching tool, a way to highlight how art can shape life, how to really just share my creativity with the world, honestly. But but posting it in the format of engageable, creative content. Some about the art, some about how I created said art. So fast forward from there to today. Now I'm answering questions on, well, how do you how do you make this style? How do you edit your videos that way, et cetera, et cetera? And have been able to monetize my Facebook by just answering those questions. Here's how I did it. So, in terms of having the monetization conversation, I wanted to give some backstory on this is my journey and how I ended up getting to this point and why I encourage everybody so hard to out yes, do it in the groups, but outside of the groups is so imperative to like, comment, and share all of your fellow people's stuff so that their stuff gets seen. And as they engage back with you from Meta's AI, they see it as a connection. So they'll encourage that said connection. As those connections grow, Meta's AI will say, hey, well, I want to feed this person's content to this person's feed. And so then it becomes a like snowball effect, if you will. So for me, within the groups, everybody engages really great. But then if you just today, when you get off of the live and you go back to the feed, just go look at how many followers a person has versus how many people actually like comment on their post. There's a vast difference. And I mean, you can do it on your own feed and just like look at how many people you have following you and then how many people of those followers actually engage with your content and ask yourself, hey, well, why? Some of those people are friends and so let me preface this with this. I don't want to offend anybody. So, hey, if you have thin skin, some of this might offend you. I'm not going to use any foul language, but hey, just how it comes across, I'm very like real 100%. I don't want to sugarcoat it. So, some of those followers are friends and family, and they don't want to see the business stuff. They only want to see updates, if you will. And they don't want to see what you're doing, where are you going. They don't want to see the business stuff all the time on your feed. So they're not going to engage as much. Then you have the people that you follow and you actually engage with, and you'll get a lot of engagement back and forth because you guys have things in common. So how do you then target the people that are outside of both the friends and family group and the people that you like rock with in your closed circle, art groups and crafting groups and buy and sell groups, whatever that looks like. How do you market like outside of them to a new demographic? Well, some of it is you have to kind of you have to trick the algorithm into allowing you access to other people's community. So groups is one way of doing that. You then have access to a wider demographic, but you still have to ask the same question. Hey, why am I posting this piece of content? Is this I'm posting for me? I just want to showcase what I can do, and this is just I want to show what I can do, and it's a me post. Or is it I'm providing value for somebody outside of myself for a wider audience? We all know that Meta is Facebook is worldwide, it's global. So you can reach the whole entire globe with every single post. If you want to monetize, that's the first thing you have to like acknowledge just up here, the mindset of why am I posting this piece of content and what is the purpose of the message that I want to get across? Am I teaching about the art style? Am I marketing to people? Am I just posting this just for me? And all of those options are like fine to do. I don't want to discourage you from doing any one of those three, but you have to actually ask yourself that question before you hit send. Does that make sense? Hit the hearts in the comments if that makes sense. I'm going back and looking at the comments real quick. So I see I got a bunch of people that jumped in. I see Yvette, I see Margot, I see Virginia, I see Lisa, I see my wife is on the line. I see Amira. Did I miss anybody? Margot, I see Margot. Anybody else? Okay, so 6K followers, but engagement is low, so there's definitely an issue with the content. Okay, I'll address that. Okay, hold on. You're good. Give me the steps. Okay, Eddie, that's fine. Like the age part, to some degree, I won't front. Yeah, to some degree, yes, it matters. But honestly, no. Like I see older generation individuals getting it in on the content. I'm not gonna front. So yes, but you have to figure out how you are going to connect with your audience. Like, what do they want? What do they want to see? What's good, Vanette? I see you. I see Cassandra just popped in. Thank you. Hi, Angela, Michelle. Thank you guys for being here. We're basically having a conversation, a large conversation about monetization and content and engagement. We're going to wrap up with a total of 12 total um, lighting styles and uh, art styles that I compile for everybody. I know everybody's kind of getting down to the wire in terms of Valentine's Day prep. So some of the styles and settings at the end are really meant for you guys as you're doing that final prep. So just stay tuned to the end. I got you guys. I know this is going to be a stream that is longer than an hour. So I did charge my phone. I intend on staying pretty long today. So because we're using StreamYard, I am going to be able to get these clips out a little faster. So if you missed some or part of this feed, don't worry. I'll recap just like I did last week. I hope that part was helpful for you guys. Um, if you kind of have questions, drop them in the chat. I'll be checking in with them, but I'm just kind of going to freestyle through this. I did do some research, but I just got stuff on my heart, so I'm just gonna cook today. Dominique was goody. Glad to see you, my guy. Okay, so I did drop a reel a couple of days ago about ways you can monetize. Um, a couple of those ways we're talking about you can get sponsorship, you can run ads in your reels or in your live streams. Those are all after you get invited into the bonus program. So I wanted to start that conversation like at the beginning versus giving you all of the ways that you can, if you're already monetized, just enhance. I wanted to start kind of at the root and the core of Facebook really wants more eyes and viewers on the platform. One of the things that I did when I started actually taking the content seriously was I started viewing it from the perspective of each platform. So, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, the other app, TikTok. Those are all individual media outlets. I just view it from that perspective. Each of them is their own unique, tailored individual media outlet. Yes, they some overlap, but from a content perspective, I view it from Facebook is like its own channel with its own viewership. Insta is its own channel with its own viewership. So the content is not all going to be, "Hey, I just did it once and I just posted across all the platforms." You can't, you can grow that way, but you're missing an opportunity to really connect with that audience on that platform. So speaking to Facebook and how I monetized on Facebook, I opted to just stop posting for me and just give away value. That's the main thing. In the last reel that I posted yesterday evening, I want to say, I talked about running ads and my own ads for my own products in the middle of my reels or my streams. That's another way that you can like market to people without really being pushy. It's just like, here's an example. And I'll say this real quick. I would drop something in my live stream and say, "Hey, this live stream today was brought to you by Martial Artistry. This is where you can find all your custom Hydro Sport bottles, canvas, art, and more, etc., etc." and I would just drop it in just real quick in my own stream. That's one way you can monetize, but you have to still be able to give the value to the people or answer some kind of question, um, stimulate the audience in some way. So if you look at it from the perspective like a big conglomerate, ABC, NBC, Netflix, Hulu, Disney, look at it how they view their viewership. Every subscriber, every click, you view what does the audience like. Go back through your somebody said that they had 6K followers, but they have a problem with engagement. Well, look at what did they like out of those posts. Like every like is an engagement. Every time somebody stops on your content, that is an engagement. So you just have to appreciate if there's just one, yo, appreciate that one. If there's 10, appreciate every single one of those 10. If it's 100, you appreciate all 100. If you feel me, hit hearts in the chat. That's how we're going to kind of be able to communicate back and forth. I like to be able to make sure everybody's still with me. So if you can and your hands are free, hit like, hit heart, just so I know, hey, you guys are catching me in the stream. It's harder for me to understand when most people can't talk back and forth on the live stream, and currently I can't invite everybody on one live. So I am kind of working on something in the background for our community, but haven't quite figured it out yet. So just stay tuned. I know this is growing. I know it's going at a fast pace, and every single day there's new tech and new art and all of that. So just know that between Dre, Laquana, Naquan, and myself, like we've got something going. We're definitely gonna be tapping in with you guys, giving you guys value. Just be patient, please, please, please. Last video on TikTok got 47 likes, and it was a Billie Holiday Day video. See what TikTok's a whole nother, yeah. All the algorithms are different on each platform, so they essentially they all want the same thing. They just want more viewers on said platform. So for Facebook, they just want the eyes to stay on Facebook for as long as they can possibly keep them on here. So for your content, how do you, and this is part of that, hey, why am I posting this piece of content? After you answer the, hey, why? Well, I'm teaching a skill. Okay, how do I teach the skill in a way that it will be received well? Yeah, TikTok's its own beast. Nah, it's all good. I totally understand, Yvette. It's all good. I promise I will play the replay. I'll have clips for you guys this week. It's going to be a long feed. So just know that I'll get you on all the information on both my page. I did pin the AI Visionaries group in the top. We kind of had a talk behind the scenes. I think I'm going to be combining my group with the AI Visionaries group, but we're still kind of working it out. We want to get everybody in one place, essentially, to be able to give the information out to as many people as possible. And it seems like the AI Visionaries group is the way that everybody gets the information in all of the various forms, meaning post, reel, live. They're able to get more of the information faster in that group. So I continue to post in both the Unleashed AI group and the AI Visionaries group so that everybody can still get the information however they get it best. But eventually, I want to kind of convert over to the AI Visionaries group because it seems like in all of the different formats, the information is being received and you guys are cooking. Yo, the art is fire. So please, 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 if you are not tapped in with one group or the other, please tap in. Everybody that's on the feed, I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Um, I will say this is not necessarily my forte in terms of being on camera and teaching. So I appreciate that you guys are patient with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. I'm learning here on the go how to do this and how to be more effective. So if I don't catch your comment, I will go back after the feed and I'll catch all the comments. I try to do a good job of going back and responding each week. So if I don't catch your comment, I promise I will go back and get to it. Um, so in terms of mindset, I want to refocus here. In terms of mindset, I feel like um, the sooner that you answer those first two questions, hey, why am I posting this piece of content? And then secondarily, how do I convey it to these individuals in the way that they want it? Not how I want to give it to them. How do I give it to them the way that they want it? So for me, one of the best tools, I just ask. I ask you guys a lot of questions. Hey, put it in the comments, drop it in the chat. Hey, I do polls. Um, if I This is a secret for me. If I know I got a super fire piece of artwork that I know that they're gonna look at, I will post a serious question as the caption for that post. I know they're gonna look at the artwork. I know it. I just based on past history and going back through all of my insights and hey, how many people watched this reel? How many likes did I get? So I'll go back and research that. I'll spend the time. I'd accumulate like a lot of content all week long. I really don't watch TV like that. I'm more of a I would like to consume content from an individual because once I started editing, now I can see through all the stuff on the TV shows. So it's ruined TV for me personally. I can see how they're doing the things. So I'm like, all right, I would rather watch content that's engaging for me about a skill, about refining a skill or perfecting a skill or learning a new skill. So most of my content consumption is on the platforms going in. Hey, who's the top person in art on YouTube? Look at their channel. Hey, why did this video do well? Why is there so much engagement on this particular video? And it's the same over here. I start with the big dogs and try to reverse engineer how did they do what they did. They have a team for the most part. All the big dogs at the top, you can't keep up with them. They have a team. As a solopreneur, how do I just get the point across the way they got the point across? Okay, I need to be on camera. Cool. I will come out of my comfort zone and get on camera because that's what the people want. They they want it in this format. Okay, cool. So then I have to put my personal feelings on it aside and get to, hey, this is how they want it. Cool. I'm gonna get in and do it this way. Okay. So they like seeing me on camera, but they can't be on for an hour and a half. Okay, cool. So I need to shorten it with the same info. I just need to shorten it. Okay, cool. I want to drop some reels this week. That's what's up, Anthony. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for popping in. I'm looking at the comments right quick. I appreciate y'all. That's what's up. The other thing that I do, and this is just something that I bring over from the other app, I encourage you guys to just follow each other. Like, yo, if we're all in this together and we're all trying to accomplish the same thing and we all have the same like minded goal, yo, follow everybody. Like, if you see that there's people in the chat that you don't follow already, screenshot it and then go back and go follow them. Go through their content, scroll at least three. Hey, I'll do this. I'll look at a person's profile. one swipe, two swipes, three swipes. And within that first three swipes, I have to go in and like engage with a piece of their content so that the algorithm sees, hey, there's a connection here. I need to feed him more of this person's content. So a lot of times that's how I've ended up in some of your guys' algorithm before we were friends on Facebook. I just engaged with your content in a group. If it's the dope piece of content, I'll hit like and I'll just like comment on random people's stuff. It doesn't bother me. So I hope that other people do the same with my content. I encourage people to like actually make a connection with other people that are outside of your circle, especially as an entrepreneur. Some of what we have to do because of how we have to market as an entrepreneur and not just a regular person that's on Facebook just putting out content. The entrepreneurs have to go an extra step because you can't just, I mean, you can try and direct market and just be very like forceful and like, but then your post becomes the post in the feed as you're scrolling. Your post becomes the post that you just scroll past when you're in your feed. And everybody on here knows what I'm talking about. When you're just scrolling the feed and you're like, oh God, another ad. You don't want to be that ad. So it's important to be able to like actually connect with your audience and grow the community as a whole. So that's part of why I just tell you guys, hey, go in and follow each other. Make sure you do. Hey, if you haven't already tapped in with the groups, one of the two groups, you need to do so. You need to actually go get in the groups because there's a bunch of resources already there for you, laid out for you. We're trying to get the next steps of the process, and I'm trying to focus on the content and content creation side of things. Excuse me. I see you, Dre. Yes. Um, the comments on StreamYard are definitely slower than the comments that are on my Facebook. So I apologize. What I'm reading on my screen is not the same, not the same that's on this screen over here. So I apologize. I'm just trying to get caught up. Yeah, Facebook tracks your engagement for sure. They dumped so much money into AI. The AI is really learning how we as humans engage with each other. It's learning what a good piece of content actually is. Hence why Facebook is like, hey, we want more people to create Reels. The Reels bonus program is now open again. It's because their AI model needs to learn how do we as humans actually connect. Like it can't simulate that connection. It has to learn it now. So Facebook wants more reels. They want more content. They want more video on demand. They need more eyes on the platform because as a business, they make money on the ads that go in between each and every one of those pieces of content. So for you as a person who's trying to monetize your channel, it's going to be important that you figure out that happy medium of how do I answer this question for this individual in a way that can answer multiple individuals all at the same time? So, do I pack a lot of information in? And how do I effectively viewer on the other end? Do I put it in a reel? Do I make a 3 paragraph post? How do I convey? Do I put it in a story? Do I go live on a specific day when I know everybody's going to be on Saturday? You know what I mean? So like you're going to have to come up with a content strategy, but part of that strategy really needs to be how do I what am I conveying and how do I convey that in the most effective manner? It's all about the viewers. And I say viewers instead of followers because it's important to if you're viewing the each platform as its own entity, you have viewership in a lot of different areas. You have viewership on TikTok, you have viewership on Insta, you have viewership on YouTube, you have viewership on Facebook, you have viewership on X. I keep wanting to call it Twitter. But X, like each of those, if you view them as their own individual media outlet, you're exponentially going to be able to grow that group by just giving the value the way that those viewers want it. TikTok, they want it fast, fast and in video format only, not still picture. Yes, you can live stream, but they're not going to be consistent because it's too slow. YouTube, hey, they want long form content, they want shorts, they want viewers on the platform, but you have to tailor that content where you're answering thumbnails and a lot of effort into the title. Like it's a lot of work. It's not easy. I won't lie. That's part of why I wasn't consistent last year. I had to learn how to be more consistent by learning how to be more engaging. And that meant I had to learn all of my viewers on each of the different platforms. Hey, what do they want? Do they have one thing collectively that they all want an answer to? Everybody's talking about AI, but we're all learning at such a fast pace. And there's a new tool here, 50 subscriptions to like all of these different apps, but I just don't, I'm spinning my wheels. Slow down and ask the question before you post the content. Why am I posting this piece of content? How am I going to convey it to them? And then just give them some of yourself. Like give them some of you, like the personal side of you. Hey, make it personal. I get on here on Sundays because I want to like I'm not a robot. This is not a bot channel. Um, I'm a real person with real world problems. I have a real job outside of posting content. You know what I mean? And so like that's part of why I do it on Sundays. But the other part is I'm answering so many questions each week that it's just easier for me to put it all in one video and then just split it up during the week so that you guys get the answer to your questions because everybody's not at the same level. We're not all at the same place in our journey. And I appreciate the fact that we're not all at the same place because we're all trying to grow. We're all trying to monetize at the end of the day. The way that you can get more engagement, give them what they want. Give the viewers what they want. Take you out of it and just give them what they want. Essentially, you're gonna have to get out of it. I won't lie. No sugarcoating over here. You're gonna have to get outside of your comfort zone. You're probably gonna have to get on camera or decide to be a faceless channel. Both are viable options, but they both will yield different results. The faceless channel, well, it's faceless. I mean, it's harder to create an actual sense of community and connection with something that's faceless. I mean, yes, you can get the information, but connecting is then very difficult. So I'm doing my best to be on camera and go outside of my comfort zone. Um, one things that I do every week in preparation for these lives, I do a lot of research, like things that are out of my wheelhouse that I'm not a professional on. I'll tell you, am not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not a professional at this, and here I don't know. Here we'll find out together. Here's what I found out. Deborah, do you believe that even with faceless, you need to show right? Isn't that crazy? You still have to get on camera for a faceless channel. It's because the platforms still need to know that you're a real person for some reason. So, is I want to just stop and ask, hey, are you guys, I know I'm rambling, but did you get some value out of that conversation? I just want to kind of circle back. I'm looking through my notes. I touched on some of this stuff, but I want to like make sure that I'm answering some questions and giving some clarity, regardless of where you're at in your journey, whether you're at day one, I just created a Facebook profile last week and I want to make some money long term, or hey, I've been on here 10 years, I've been monetized for 10 years, and I just am here to show love and support. I want to be able to like give some game to everybody across that spectrum. Um, I by no means am like perfect at this, and I have room that I can things that you guys see. Hey, check me and tell me, hey, why don't you try it this way? I really like this format. That helps me be more effective as I'm answering the questions and trying to help everybody get to a point where they can edit, produce their own videos. That's really going to give you the best chance to monetize, I think. It just in my opinion. Um, you get more eyes on video than you do on a photo for whatever reason. And I don't know why that is. I think it's just how the feed is factored, but I have found more success in producing video than coming up with images until AI took off. So, yes, you can get some engagement by posting the AI images, but I would pair those with helpful information, or hey, this is the art style that I tried to get this piece of artwork. Does that kind of make sense to you guys? Um, in terms of the monetization side of things, as soon as you get the option to go into professional mode, turn it on, please. That's going to allow you, one, it makes your content public so anybody can see it. I know that was something for me that was a little uncomfortable. I was married once before, and so there are some things that I just did not want public for my own personal reasons. Eventually, I just got to a point where hey, I just don't care, and whoever's going to watch the content, I hope they get value out of it. Those that are here to troll, hey, they won't be here for very long because I'm just going to do what I'm going to do because I'm dedicated to bettering the community. So for me, I don't mind the content being public, and it allows me a greater opportunity to be seen by more people. Um, those more eyes give me more opportunity to analyze, hey, what do the viewers like? Do they like the story format? Do they like the reel format? Do they like the post format? Do they like me going live? When you're first starting this portion of the process, trying which format do they like, you're just going to have to, for lack of a better term, throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. Um, try a lot of different formats. Try a fast format, try one with effects, try one that's just you voicing it over, try one in real format, try one where it's a still image. Just you're going to have to go outside of your normal comfort zone to see what works best. I hope that that part helps. If you guys are getting some value out of this, hit that like button. I want to stop and just kind of check out the comments right quick. Deborah, like a sponge right now. I love it. Okay, so Q, you got your hands full. All good. Let me pin this other group in the comments right quick. I know you guys were coming up on an hour. I said that I was going to go a little longer today. So if you guys got time, stick around. I do have a bunch of styles that I am going to drop in here at the very end. Dropping both of the Facebook groups in here for you guys. If you haven't already tapped in, please do so. Laquana is running one of the groups. I'm helping her with that group. You'll also see My boy Dre, he's up in the building. He also helps with the AI Visionary group. So definitely, if you haven't tapped in on this time, give me 2 seconds in that one. All right. Yeah, I hope you guys get some value out of these lives. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to continue to do these each Sunday. I took the group's feedback. I do like this middle of the day for me time slot, 5 p.m. for most everybody on the East Coast. This is a good time slot. I really like to go back in and let me know how you like StreamYard. If this was a more clean experience, um, are you able to hear better with this other microphone? Is the other thing that I switched up. I kind of a little different format this week. So other ways that you can monetize that are pretty easy. You can you got sponsorship and ads. You've got merchandise. You've got donations. So donations are new for me. They're something that when you're in profession to receive stars on, that's key. As soon as you get the opportunity to do that, turn that on. But you got to be in professional mode, is my understanding. So the sooner that you can, and I don't know the secret on how to get professional mode turned on. I can tell you my experience at the point where I started taking the content a little more seriously and posting more reels to get me more eyes on just the page. It wasn't about creating the engagement at that point. It was just a throw everything out all at once at a high volume so that I just get more eyes so that Facebook sees, hey, he's getting a lot of eyes. Let's give him more viewership. So that's something for me that when I kind of jump started this page to really get going, that was key for me. Just turning up the volume and turning up the amount of videos that I just put out. Not focusing on the length of time, a 15 seconds, 30 seconds. Just focus on those short time blocks of just action packed, figuring out my way of how do I want to edit this video, honing in on that and just throwing spaghetti at the wall. Just as much content as I possibly can. How many did I start with in the beginning? How many what, Deborah? Out of curiosity. Yeah, and microphone. I don't know why this one is picky on when it want to work and when it doesn't. That's why I was using the other microphone. So I am working on getting a podcast style result. So that for me, as we're talking about donations, all of the stars that you guys send me, that's really what it's going to buy is a new podcast style microphone so I can just sit and like chat with you guys and you guys can hear me a lot better. I can do more of these feeds. Um, with StreamYard, I think I'll start pre recording something for during the week. I just don't know when I'm going to stations that you guys send me. I should say us, that you send us. Um, this is really what it's going back into is the feed. So as you guys send stars, please understand that the content is going to improve because of that. Um, so it benefits you, it benefits us, everybody wins. That's a good example of donations and how those things work. Thank you so much, Dominique. Thank you so much, Robin. I very much appreciate that. Just send some stars. This is how things improve. And as you guys have projects that you guys have going on, for me, especially knowing that we're all kind of converging in the groups as a place to really be a community and build together, that's the place where if you haven't already tapped in, definitely do so. Two, if you're not already commenting and getting to know those other people, please do that. Works on Instagram too. I just don't have time to. I already know. Insta is crazy, man. Like I was, yeah. My wife is doing Instagram. I gave up. I can't. Yeah. It's a whole nother. It's it's faster, as is TikTok. Um, and so one of the things that I discovered for me as a content creator, I like a little slower pace so that I can actually convey the information. It's better for me as the content creator. I'm more effective in a longer style content. I just didn't know how to answer some of the questions in the way that they needed to be answered and received well. So something I did and was helpful was I took a little communication class on effective communication. That's something that I would encourage you as a content creator who's trying to monetize. I would encourage you to just refresh your course on communication, how to effectively communicate. It's going to help you in the business. It's going to help you as you're doing your content. And then as you're communicating with your audience, you'll find that their communication style is one way or another, and you'll be able to be more effective with them. So that's something that I would encourage everybody. There are a lot of free resources in terms of how to effectively communicate, but I think that's a key tool that as a content creator, I would encourage people to take a course, a free course, just talking about effective communication. Um, kind as you're thinking about taking on sponsorship, something that I'm looking forward to doing at some point in the future, but the question becomes, hey, does this align with my values and with my brand? Everybody's going to handle that kind of a little bit differently. I am pretty tough on how who what companies that I'm going to work with. There are some companies that I don't think it's a good fit for us, and so we appreciate the opportunity, but we're going to have to pass. And other things, there are other things that I will go above and beyond to try and stimulate a relationship with a larger brand. Um, that's something that for me, you're going to have to use your best judgment in terms of what companies are right and what companies are not, and how you structure those deals. That's something that we can. That's another conversation for another day. But I would say the consistent thing for me is, does it align with my brand and my brand values? If it doesn't, and it just doesn't feel right, I'm okay saying no. And that's just me, and you take that for a grain of salt. But I just feel how I feel about certain things. If there was the prison industry, sorry, just can't do it. Johnson and Johnson, sorry, just can't do it. I just Walmart, sorry, cannot. Just those are my personal core values. I just can't do it. So on behalf of the business, like I just don't stand for some of the things that those businesses do or have done. So for me, they're just a no, even if if the bag's fat, my values just don't align with my brand to that. So each of you is gonna have to answer that question at some point. You'll have to identify, hey, does this align with my brand values or not? So Take that for what it's worth. Um, Networking. Well, affiliate marketing and networking. So I'm constantly talking about networking and hey, make sure that you go back and follow everybody. Um, I don't really talk a whole lot about affiliate marketing because that also ties into the hey, do my values align with that brand? What do they stand for? Um, so it's a two-tiered conversation. Would I do an affiliate marketing for StreamYard? Maybe. I'd have to go look at their business and see what it is that they actually stand for. Are they a good upstanding business? Do they have good core values? It's a deeper conversation. So when it comes to affiliate marketing, I'm very particular, just like I am in terms of sponsorship. Do my business and personal values, do they align with their business values and goals? Are we on the same page? Um, so those are things that you're going to want to consider. Anybody got any questions? I see. Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of stars. Thank you guys so much. I wasn't even looking. All right, Dominique, thank you so much. I got you times two, three. Q, I appreciate you so much. Q's like my sis, man. We locked in right now. Can't wait. If you haven't been active in the AI Visionaries group, please do so. Network's gonna drop on Friday. I'm just gonna leave that there. That is her news to share. So just make sure if you're not in the AI Visionaries group, I have it pinned in the chat. Get tapped in. So, okay. Sponsorship, donations, merchandise. I do want, and this is a real quick, simple taxes. You need to make sure that you are structuring your business and paying your taxes. Pay Uncle Sam. I am not a tax professional, so I'm not getting into specifics. I am encouraging you as a friend, as a brother, pay your taxes. Just pay Uncle Sam, yo. We gonna turn the page on that. I'm not going any further into it. I'm not a professional in that area. Just pay the man his taxes and stay out of trouble. Um, this is a big week, Q. Dre, let's go. All right. So, not posting selfish content was the next thing I wrote down. I know this, I bounced around a lot. So, I ran across something this week and I need to go back and watch it again so I just understand. The gentleman was talking about the feed ranking and how posts are ranked or reels are ranked within the feed. He gave me some things about some just key data points on how some of these pieces of content are being ranked. I didn't have enough time to do my own research, so I'm just going to very, very briefly touch over this because these were the things that I wrote down. So I want to share them, but just understand that I did not get a complete understanding of this and I need to go back and watch it again. I will copy and share the video in the AI Visionaries group after I get done watching it a second time through. But in terms of ranking posts, they talked about inventory. Of all of your posts, how engaging are they? Who engages with it? How can they distribute it to the masses? Then they had some predictions about content just based on the context of the caption as well as in real format. There's a way that they're able to break down, hey, is this clickbaity or is it an actual quality piece of content? So I started talking about giving value a while back, but oh, thank you, Virginia. I hope you have a good day too. Excuse me. So I started talking about giving value a while back, and it's important that if I'm being transparent, I'll say that I had to make this hard shift of instead of posting, "Hey, yo, I made this super dope piece of art, and I just want to share it with the world." I had to go from that to a more I'm teaching. And so, yes, I made this dope piece of art, but here are the ways that I made this piece of art. These are the styles. This is the tool I'm using. Give more details. I decided that I have my own style of art and it continues to evolve and change. I don't need to feel threatened that other people make dope art too. So rather than me posting about me making dope art, why don't I help others learn how to do it too? And so that was really the shift for me. So I encourage everybody to I'll say next week after Valentine's Day. Don't stop what you're doing right now because everybody's killing it. So I don't want to say shift right before the big sale day. Don't stop what you're doing. Keep going because everybody killing it. All right. But maybe after the 14th, you slow down for a couple of days and really focus in on okay, over the last 2 days, who engaged with my content? What did they say? And let me go back in and follow up and ask them a question or post content that's in the form of a question. Have you tried the dash dash blend feature? What's on the docket for today? What's everybody working on? Hey, I just made this dope dragon and posted it in the group. What do you guys think? Here's the style in the comments. You know what I mean? Like, as you're starting to just, yes, continue to post your stuff. Yes, showcase your skills and abilities, but give value back at the same time. That's really the key on how to get monetized. You got to just give value, just give game. I know it's uncomfortable because not everybody, a lot of people are very competitive. And so it's natural to feel like, hey, I need to be in competition with the person who's doing the same thing that I'm doing. And oh, I can feel they're just getting closer to me. I can feel that they're getting ready to just go right past me to where I want to be at. That is a hard thing to let go. I'm speaking from personal experience. I'm very, very, very competitive. If you're competitive, like I know that's a really hard thing that I had to go through was turning that competitive nature off when it comes to teaching because it's more about us as a collective. And I say this often, we're stronger together. Like the longer that we all continue to do this, now we've become a network of resources. So there's no kind of artwork that as the AI visionaries group can't do. Like I would be shocked if there's something that as a group of all almost 600 of us, if somebody came to us with a project and said, hey, can you get this done? If we all put all our skills together, I guarantee we can get the project done. Tip top. And I have no doubt about that. So I'm constantly saying, hey, yes, let's collaborate. Let's do things together. We are stronger together as a group. Ah, see, I want so Miss Boyd. I need to know how to say your name. I don't want to butcher your name. I don't want to do that. But I agree. Everybody kind of needs to make that shift if you want to have an opportunity at really monetizing. It's going to be important that you just take the ego out of it. You just give, like, you actually give yourself away. Not like that. I would even go so far as to say, like, oh, hey, I apologize, Mister. Mister, I apologize. My bad. I don't want no smoke. My apologies. Shamande. Okay, I got it. Okay, so I would even go so far as to say earn the engagement through creating value on the platform. So you're earning each of those likes, each of those comments, and you're valuing them just for what they are. You're not saying, hey, I want 20 likes. Yo, if you got 16 likes, yo, value every one of those 16 likes. Hey, you could even go so far as, and this could stimulate somebody's profile if they have low engagement. Go in and engage with everybody who liked. Go and click on their profile, go to their page, and go engage with some of their stuff. Like, just actually go in and engage. Hit comment on something that they have posted that you might be interested in. Once or twice, you get off their page, go to the next person that engaged, and show them that you appreciate them. Like, it's a two-way street. So if you want them to like and comment, you have to like and comment. If you want them to share, yo, you gotta share. It's a two-way street. The more that you give, and the more people are gonna be like, hey, I just want to be around. I just want to gravitate towards that person. Oh, they're in that group. Hey, I got to be in that group too. Thus, the visionaries group growing the way that it is. So, everybody getting value out of this. I'm looking up, it's like an hour 17. We're almost as long as we went last week. So, I will say, I just want to say thank you for last week's video. Man, y'all pushed us to almost 450 views. Y'all watched. Y'all killed it. So I hope that this week we're able to do something similar. Um, I mentioned that I was going to drop some art styles. Let me stop. Do you guys have any questions? Let me do that first. I'm gonna slow down and see. Do you guys have any questions? Oh, thank you, Deborah. I appreciate that. Competing with myself. Yeah, I'm tough on myself. I'm my harshest critic, which is why I don't even worry about when people, like, when they comment the negative, little negative troll stuff that they do in the comments. Yo, I don't even trip most of the time. I read it. Most of the time I'll respond and kill them with kindness. Every once in a while, hey yo, I got time today. I got time. I'm about to cook you. Just like, you just don't know what you're talking about, so I'm just gonna let you have it. Once in a blue moon, I'll just, like, let it fly. Hey, oh, AI artwork's not real. Okay, here, let me post some of me airbrushing. Is this more to your liking? Is this better for you? I do this as well, and so, like, sometimes you just kind of go there, but you're still professional about it. You just got time today. Let's see. Any questions? Uh, it is free to like and share. I know. I saw that, Cassandra. I love the fact that all of us are encouraging each other. Hey, please like and share. Okay, so Valentine's Day is coming up. I'm done with products. Like I'm on to the next holiday, so I just want to help everybody else with their stuff. So let me recap real quick. If nobody else has like any questions, I'm going to drop these styles, but I just want to recap. So we covered a lot. Um, we started out talking about my journey, excuse me, over the last couple of years and how I have been able to monetize on multiple platforms. I really talked about my teaching style and why I teach from the perspective that I do. Um, I don't want to see other people waste their money and pay for fake engagement. So I want to really teach from the perspective of teaching organic engagement and answering certain really difficult questions with yourself about, do I post low quality content? Um, and how do I improve? Am I giving value or am I just posting selfish content? The audience liked this post, but I didn't really notice that they liked this post because I wanted them to like another post. Um, really talked about appreciating every single like, every single comment, every single share, and understanding that engagement, those likes, those comments, those shares, that's engagement. Be thankful for that. Like, don't take it for granted. We say we want to go viral. We say we want to grow. Each of those likes, each of those comments, each of those shares, that's how we grow. You got to show appreciation to those people. So I talked a lot about that. We talked about donations and sponsorship and paying Uncle Sam. Why donations are so important and for this channel, what that's going to look like. Um, we talked a lot about networking. We talked a lot about networking. Let me keep that open. We talked about the feed ranking, talked about earning the engagement through creating quality value on the platform, talked about the importance of why, how, and why you end up being monetized. It's really a reward for you keeping more eyes on the platform. So if you can keep more eyes on the platform, they will reward you, hence the bonus program. So I know that they did just start it up again. I know that Joe and Q talked about it in Q4. Hey, you need to gear up on these reels because things are going to pop off. Here we are in spring, not even spring, but in Q1, and yo, it's popped off. So, something that I've really made it a point to do is teach some of the free, inexpensive tools to do basic video editing and put a playlist together so that everybody that might want to monetize through Reels has a resource to be able to go back and watch. Hey, here's how to do the very basics of it. So, in both the AI Visionaries group, and you should see a playlist, a YouTube playlist that I've been curating to help everybody be able to convert their AI generated images into videos. I also included free resources like Lightcut. I know that you can use the free version of CapCut to do a lot of your basic video editing to at least give you an opportunity to monetize the reels. We're gonna get into a deeper dive on the network on how to do some more in-depth editing. And I do plan on doing some more videos between now and then, but we're really focusing on just getting everybody to the point of, hey, I have a basic understanding of how to turn these images into video and then post them with a caption that's going to create some kind of engagement. That way, Facebook sees you as someone who's providing value and quality, and they will pay you. So, hopefully, the free tools and resources are helpful. I'm doing these live streams every week so that you can go back and watch them, rewatch them. If you have questions, you guys all know how to really get a hold of me. With that being said, I'm going to drop these styles. Y'all waited a whole hour and a half. I really, really, really appreciate y'all. So, what I did this week was I put together some styles in preparation for Valentine's Day. I know some of you guys still have some last minute um, Valentine's Day prep products to get together. So I dropped 5 styles in there. All of these are with the intent of using them as prompts or lighting settings, and the lighting settings are coming shortly. Um, these 5 styles were really geared towards making Valentine's Day prompting a little easier for you guys. Hopefully, it'll save you a little bit of time. If you create something really awesome, tag me. I want to see where you guys are saying, "Hey, I tried this style, and hey, I created this." I really am looking forward to that. That's really rewarding for me personally. So keep doing it, please, please. In parallel to these lighting styles, I got you, or into the art styles, I got you some lighting settings to go along with those. So I am dropping. You got 5 art styles that should help with prompting for some Valentine's Day products or artwork. And then I got 5 lighting styles and settings that might help those art styles come to life, really nicely. And you know what? Y'all stuck around for a whole hour and a half. I'm gonna drop 2 more. Just y'all. Like, no lie, I appreciate y'all. Y'all keep me going each week and prompting and answering. You guys are asking great questions. Like this last week, I I really was pushed to grow as a teacher and do some more research. So I really, really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you for rocking with me each week. If there's stuff you guys want to see next week, let's drop it in the AI Visionaries group this week. I'm gonna spend more time in the Visionaries group this week because there's a big drop coming on Friday. So I really am all about community and support. So I will be in the Visionaries group all week this week, showing support and love and dropping content and value. So if you have questions, that's really where I'm going to be all week. Um, these last 2 art styles, I just, they were extra. They were for you guys to use. And Bennett, yes, you can use them in Chatty, you can use them in Bing, you can use them in Midjourney, you can use them in Leo. These are all the styles that I drop each week are meant for you to put in a notebook or on a notepad or in your clipboard. These are for you to just, as you're creating going forward, this is your master list. This is all the styles that you will really ever need at the end of the process. So far, I think we're at almost 50 art styles, art settings, lighting settings, cameras. What did I talk about this morning in the reel? Like I'm dropping stuff almost on a daily and then coming back each week and giving you between 5 and 10 art styles and lighting settings. So at the end of this process, you're going to have a huge data bank of just stuff for prompts. There's not going to be a reason to have to like pay for a prompt guide. Yo, you're going to have all of it right here. All I'm asking, yo, like, follow, share, follow the fellow people that are in the feed, join the groups, come back next week, do it all over again, rinse and repeat. Like that's really all I ask. I'm not asking for a whole lot. So I think that's doable for everybody. I think if you continue to write these styles down and hey, I'm going to use this from week 1 and I'm going to use this from this week and oh, he said this in this reel and put it all together with your own subject, yo, you'll be straight. You'll be straight. Um I think I did lighting styles in the second bunch. So Deborah, I would any of the lighting settings, I think I would leave them just like that. I would put commas before and after. So to give you an example, I would say award-winning artwork done in the style of abstract affection under soft candlelight glow in the style of fairy tale radiance. Shot on a Canon EOS, and I wanted in a full wide angle shot. If I'm in mid journey, I would say dash dash stylized 500 dash dash chaos dash dash AR 916 or 16:9 so that like the picture comes out the way that I want it to. I am doing this so that I can clip this part up so that you guys can have a prompt for this week. But that's how I would personally use it. Does that kind of make sense? I see you said thank you, but I just want to make sure that like you can use each of these as their own like term. So I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. This was a long stream today and I really appreciate y'all rocking. This was good. I was looking forward to it and then I got nervous and then like now that we live, I enjoy being live with y'all because y'all are like family. It's like family dinner on Sundays. Any questions for me? Are all these prompts all in one place? I think the only single place that all of the information is probably on my personal page. Um, but everything that I so Eddie, yes and no. Um, if you ever need to go back, yes, you can always come to my page and I've got all of the live streams in my videos section. Um, the reels section is a little more difficult to find the pieces of content that have art styles, but I've captioned them a certain way. So you should be able to like almost like a video library, go back in and look and see okay, this reel is about prompts, this reel is about lighting, this reel is about light cut, this reel is about it should be pretty organized. So, Deborah, what's goody? What kind of question? What you got? But Eddie, I'll put something together. I'm I've got my list that I'm working off of and I'm trying to like pick from the list, but then also I'm learning new styles almost on a daily. So this list is just gonna keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. So as you are creating art, I might suggest in the comments sometimes, hey, maybe try this art style in the prompt. I'm not meaning that in a negative way on the person's artwork that I'm commenting on. It's just, hey, you described it this way, and there's actually an art style for it. So it thus will make your prompt shorter so you can add more detail somewhere else is kind of how my brain is thinking about it. So if I do comment something like, hey, try adding soft candlelight glow to this prompt, it is really constructive. It is not meant to be negative at all. So I just want to clarify that. Deborah, if you are working in character or comic style, would you still use the I would I would, but I think I would more gear it towards shot type. I would say it's a specific type of a shot angle. So um, if it's a comic, and I'm in my head, I just got Spider-Man in my head, so I would do like a wide angle, extreme wide angle for the landscape. I would use a low angle or a bird's eye view or an over the shoulder. Like those are some of the camera shot types that I would use versus using a camera itself. The camera itself is probably going to make it a little more of a realistic style image. I would I would play around with shot type for that, me personally. That's a good question though. That's a really good question. What's up, Tatiana? I'm just looking back at the comments. Did I? Yep, Deborah, there. So in both of the groups, the live from last week is still pinned, and as of current, the live from last week is still pinned. But I got a playlist going. They should be pinned in both of the groups in the featured section. So, uh, Eddie Redford, I don't know if you're a beginner, but there was a prompt book created last year to help get you started. Oh, see, there you go. And that is something that I'm working towards is getting us like a little prompt guide, a weekly, maybe 10 prompts a week or something like that, where I can start to put together little bundles for you guys. It's kind of on the back burner until I get some other things just kind of wrapped up. I'm trying to still figure out my workflow of a live stream on Sundays, clip everything else Monday through Wednesday, Thursday, take the day off, like off, like off, off. Friday, I have a half day at my other job. So it's like I got the morning to kind of freestyle and do what I need to do. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday is popping on Facebook. So that's really the prime time for me to get the most engagement and the most views and get the most growth each week, to be honest. Um, so I focus on Friday, Saturday, really, honestly, Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's when you're going to see content just, I mean, I'm going to be going, it seems like nonstop. Typically, Thursday, I schedule it out. A Friday at 2 a.m., Friday at 3 a.m., Friday at 4 a.m., Friday at 6 a.m., Friday at 7 a.m. I can take over from there. And then when I get up on Friday at 8 a.m., reel, post, reel. Saturday, oh yeah, I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. I'm dropping heat, like nothing but fire. Just fire, 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 fire. Everything that's not going to the site that's fire, yeah, dropped on Saturday. Sunday, hey, prep for the live stream. Just kind of see where everybody's at. What are they all working on? Everybody having a good day? Is anybody having any issues that I can actually help with and address on the live stream? Like those are the things that I'm really doing each day, especially like the second half of the week, because that's how we're all growing. And networking wise, it's popping on the weekends in the groups. You want engagement, there's a formula right there. Break down the last 2 minutes of what I just said. There's a formula for how to create some engagement for yourself going into each weekend when everybody is most likely to be on Facebook. That gives you a way to like, hey, you're gonna throw spaghetti at the wall this weekend and just like throw a bunch of content out there. Perfect time is the weekend when everybody's gonna be on and it's more likely that you'll be seen versus Monday through Friday where everybody's sitting at the job sneaking on. Um, any other questions? I almost gave y'all 2 hours. I almost wanted to just sit here and talk for another 2 hours, but it's hot back here. I tried to cut the AC off so I didn't cut in and out on the feed, but yo, it's hot back here, yo. It's crazy. I see the love. I appreciate y'all. Do it. No questions here. Hey, do we have 20 more minutes? Do we want to hang for 20 more minutes? What do we want to talk about? I'm game if y'all are. Um, let's see. So I wrote a couple of things down in terms of monetization and I want to encourage you guys as you're going on. I'm gonna melt in 20 minutes for show, for show, for show. I'm actually about to turn this thing on. Give me two seconds. Hopefully that's not too loud in the background. But one of the things that I want to encourage everybody as they're at the beginning of this journey, set goals that are realistic. Don't don't bite off too much more than what you can actually chew. Um, I'll say that for me, in when I started doing AI in mid October, my channel just or my page just took off. It was just like wild. Like I had notifications just nonstop for like weeks and weeks and weeks, just around the clock, nonstop comments and likes and loves and shares. And if I'm being honest, I feel like I grew too fast at that point. Thank you, Amira. I appreciate that. Thank you. This is the first time I've seen my face in 6 months. I let my hair grow for the kids so they could actually see me with long hair, and now I'm back to like this is normal Lewis. Um, but I felt like I grew too fast at that point. So November, I took time to learn prompting, like really dig in deep and like figure out, hey, is there only one style to prompt, or are there multiple ways to prompt? Is there one that's more effective than the other if I'm looking for a specific type of result? So what I discovered was yes, there are multiple ways of prompting. There are more than one way to get to the same end result. And and on I only talk about Midjourney. I know there are other options on the other platforms, but for me on Midjourney, the describe feature, like that really helped me understand how Midjourney is observing what's being put in. If I can understand how it kind of translates it, it helps me to input better input. So a lot of times, even if I just created an image, I'll still put it back in and backslash describe. Hey, what did it say versus what I said in the original prompt? So that's something that's been super helpful for me in learning how to prompt, get better results out of my prompts is that describe feature. Because what Midjourney puts out, both the styles and the like actual artists that they put in, yo, that's game changing. Because a lot of the art styles I didn't even know. So something that I might encourage you to do is to play around this week with some of your own images that you generated and go back in and use the describe feature. And of the four options that it gives you, see how close was that to your original prompt. And if it wasn't close, what new styles in those suggested described prompts, I would I would write those down, right? Under all of these that I just gave you today, I would write them on the same piece of paper. Hey, whatever new art style, whatever new artist, click on those blue hyperlinks for the artists and actually go look at them and see what kind of artwork that they create. Some of that art style is really connected and tethered to the artist. But sometimes if you just click the artist in the prompt, you won't get the same effect that you really want. It'll be more like how they made it. I don't necessarily like that per se. That's just me personally, because it feels like as a fellow artist, like a real fellow artist, it almost feels like theft. Because if they do it so much like that person's style, I just yeah, I'm picky about. I'm picking my face. I'm uncomfortable even like really doing that. So I'll write the artist down, but I really don't use the artist per se. I focus on the art style and the descriptive words that Mid Journey outputs. So that's something that I hope you guys will. I see a couple of comments about, oh, that's how. Okay, so I need to do a video on it. Y'all gotta tell me these things. I can't read your mind. I don't know what you know and what you don't know. Oh, yes. Okay, so we're gonna do a video this week on describe. For sure, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Describe as like that's one of your best tools in Midjourney. I also would encourage everybody to, as you're thinking about monetizing, understand what that means for your day to day life. Um, Social media can be overwhelming. It is a nonstop thing of its own. And so trying to figure out a balance on how to manage time towards editing or content creation, time towards community building, and time towards monetizing because they're not always going to be the same. I would I would really encourage you guys to just stop and have some one-to-one with yourself conversations. You're gonna have to do this at some point in the process, but I really, really, really would encourage you to just stop and ask yourself these difficult questions on why am I posting this content? What do I really want out of this at the end of the day? Is it about financial gain or is it about growing the community? Is it about selling products? Is it about helping people? Like whatever that big why is, as my mom calls it, whatever that big why is for you, you really need to actually sit and have a conversation with self about why am I posting this? Who am I? Who's my target market? Who am I actually trying to reach? And then I would really encourage you to set some realistic goals. Um, if you're not monetized yet, what is it going to take? Are you in professional mode? If you're not in professional mode, okay, how many followers do I have? I want to see X amount of growth between now and the end of March. I want to see my follower count grow by X amount and then reverse engineer. Well, how are you going to do that? If it's about the artwork, then you're gonna have to set up a schedule of some sort to like post when everybody else is on, not when you want to be on and posting. You need to post it when they are going to be on, the viewers. You're not doing this for you anymore. You are doing this for them. The other thing I would encourage you to do is try different formats of posting. I get that you guys just don't watch my stories, and that's okay. I post them anyway. I love the fact that when people do come through and they watch them, they'll leave love. But y'all just really don't rock with the stories. So I focus on posts and reels and live, but I still include posting a story. You're going to have to, like I said, throw spaghetti up against the wall and see what sticks. It's likely that you're going to get a couple of people that like posts, a couple of people that like reels. Some people are going to like live. So you're going to really have to play around with it. I see you guys are working through the describe feature. So in Mid Journey, in the taskbar, you're going to type in backslash, no space, then describe. Then it should pull up your image gallery and you'll be able to input an image for it to evaluate and spit out 4 results. So those 4 results will have a different prompt for each of those 4 results. You can click on them individually and run them individually. What I will do is I'll click on the one that I'm most likely to get the best results out of. I'll click on that and I'll make the adjustments in where it allows me, because otherwise it doesn't come out in the aspect ratio that I personally want. Um, and there are times where I just want to add some more descriptive words into their prompt, but still see what comes out. It just enhances the ability to use a generated prompt for you and enhance that prompt to a better result. So how do I keep the same? Eddie, you are going to have to use what are you in Midjourney, or what platform are you on? Because if you're in Midjourney, you're going to have to use the seed number in order to be able to use the same face. And for the record, it's not going to give you exactly identical every single time. They'll get close, but that's probably how you're going to want to do it in Midjourney. There's also a way to face swap. Laquana can really speak to that. She offers a course on that. So if it's something that you're interested in, definitely tap in with her. Um, I'm sure she'd be able to hook you up, no problem with getting into the course. Um, I don't do a lot of face swapping, so I am probably not the person to answer that question. Anytime I've had to do a face swap and I want it to be real clean, I use the Imagine app. Um, yeah, anytime I've needed a real, like, solid, clean face swap. I know back in October I did 50 Cent, I did Zoe Saldana, I did Zoe Kravitz, I've done Ice Cube. I've done a few celebrities in terms of doing a face swap, but it always worked the best in the Imagine app. Um, I haven't done it for a while, so I'm sure that the tech has changed quite a bit. So that might be, and the Imagine app is another free resource. They do have a paid version, but their free version ain't bad. Like, honestly, I ain't mad at it. I just came across Midjourney and I ain't left since. So I'm Team MJ over here all day. I'll use Bing, but I get the best results out of Midjourney. No lie, if it is well worth the money for sure. And it, if anybody has like a YouTube channel, Midjourney for me has allowed me to just make all of my own thumbnails very quickly and very easily. Um, I'll create the thumbnails in Midjourney and then go straight over to CapCut. And I use CapCut kind of like how other people use Photoshop in terms of being able to add in overlays and add in effects on an image. And then I'll just I'll just screenshot it and crop it down. Instant YouTube template or thumbnail. So might be something that you get some value out of. That's a quick, easy way for how I do my thumbnails. I'll make the thumbnails in Midjourney. I'll make them in landscape aspect ratio. Take those images from there into CapCut. Make all of my color grading and edits. I'll do whatever I need to do in terms of overlaying something on top of it or blending it in together with it. Screenshot, crop, redo the resolution, and boom, instant. So when I do that with the dash dash repeat function, yo, a month worth of thumbnails done. Easy, easy, done. So if you have clients that need thumbnails, that's a service that you can offer and you can do it all at once. Streamline that workflow. So, all right, we are winding down. I see we're at an hour 56. This is officially the longest live stream I've ever done. So, thank you guys so much for sticking around and rocking with your boy. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. And I hope that you guys got some value out of this at some point. This is going to be a lot of clipping up to do this week. So, I will say, I'll go back after the feed. I'll go through the comments and kind of answer any questions that I wasn't able to get. If you need help with anything this week, I will be available. So I know that I'm going to be clipping up footage probably tonight, tomorrow, Tuesday is likely. Um, so hopefully I'll be able to get a lot of this, the good portions of this out pretty quickly today. I'm about to get off of here and go get in on some food. Your boy is hungry. I haven't eaten breakfast or lunch. And I skipped coffee for the last 2 days because I've just been kind of like trying to just clear out my system and kind of get refreshed and rebalanced. So I know it's been a lot on this feed. So recapping would take another 5, maybe 10 minutes. So I'm gonna skip all that and just tell y'all, yo, I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, holding me accountable, pushing me to be better. I do these feeds for you guys, but I get a lot community grow. So I definitely thank each and every one of you for sharing your Sunday with me. I hope you got value out of this. Aside from that, man, I'll see y'all in these Facebook streets. I'll be active probably later today, but I'm gonna take a little downtime. If you guys have questions, shoot me a DM. Aside from that, you know the deal. I'll holla.